Guys, big breaking news coming out. Big trouble coming for the world. USAID cuts could send global health into chaos. These last couple of decades, our tax money was going to the world to help many countries out there. And a lot of Americans were not aware about this money being sent to different parts of the world. Since Donald became president, Elon is the one that's auditing, again, Doge, auditing USAID, FEMA, the IRS, the Pentagon, and even Fort Knox. They found a lot of stuff in USAID. All right, they found that our tax money was being sent throughout the entire world, which is supposed to be for us, the American. That's why we pay taxes for us Americans. All right, but these last couple of decades has been going to the world, and Elon put a stop to that. They put a stop. No more money going to the world. This is the American taxpayer money. We should not be sending it to the world. But we have breaking news. The world is in big trouble. Because for the last couple of decades, the world was relying on us, America. And now we are about to see some kind of aftermath effect that is going to hit the fan and is going to be brutal thanks to U.S. politicians that kept this quiet for the last couple of decades and giving our money to the world. Wow. Like I said, again, this will be consequences. There should be consequences. Give me a second here. It says, you have some people here leaving comments. I don't want my tax dollar helping anyone but Americans. You realize the aid in USAID doesn't mean actual aid, right? You got this other person said, why doesn't the rest of the world step up? You can't simultaneously complain about colonialism. I truly apologize about the word. And America is not stepping to solve my country's problem. Stand on your own 2 feet, or have us come in and take ownership and fix it, one or the other. All right, so a lot of people not pleased. A lot of people's not pleased that why is it that we have to be taking care of the world. Meanwhile, North Carolina, they got hit by the hurricane. They still rebuilding. Again, Carolina, Hawaii. Whenever we get hit by catastrophic events, and we've seen it under Biden, we are put last. We only receive one-time payment check of $700 or $750. Supposedly, that goes to helping with the whatever home you lost or whatever property damage and materialistic stuff. $750 is not enough. But again, the reason why they gave us that low amount of money is because they were sending billions to the world, which is completely wrong. And now we're about to see some kind of imminent collapse. All right, when it comes to give me a second here, guys. Once again, when it comes to global health and other things. All right, so again, we've been taking care of the world. In return, we got nothing. Nothing. We got nothing. So we're going to see what's going on with this news here. And I believe justice should be served because, number one, they never told us about our money going to the world. That's one thing they should have told us. Hey, America, we want to talk to you. The world needs us. We want to send some of your tax money. What do you think about it? In return, we could help you with this. We could help you with that. Right? I mean, we would have said, all right, if you could help us with certain things, then yeah, in return, we could help the world. But no, they kept everything tight-lipped. They took our money and gave it to the world. We got nothing back. The only thing we got back is raising taxes, and we had to pay more tax. So that way we could take care of more around the world. So let's see what's going on here, guys. Once again, please share the video, subscribe. For those of you that want to help support the channel, $1 a month Patreon will get you access to our live stream once a week. We go live and we talk about things that we cannot talk about on YouTube. There's another way to support us, and that's through PayPal or Cash App. The link will be in the description box or the comments box. All right, so this article will be in the description box too. Donald administration decision to end almost all foreign aid spending for the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, is poised to plunge global health into chaos. The contract termination announced Wednesday it will end grants for HIV treatments and prevention, tuberculosis, polio, malaria, Ebola, and numerous other diseases and conditions. Nutrition assistance program for young ones in developing countries has also been halted, organizations said. Wow. Now this hurts because again you have again young ones, but the problem is why are we the only one in the world that has to open our wallet? There's a lot of countries out there that can help out. Americans are struggling. We are struggling so bad. It's not even funny no more. We are struggling. I'm working 2 jobs. I get like 5 hours sleep. I work 2 jobs. It's hard to pay bills. It's hard to pay rent and high taxes. It's just insane. So again, it's hard for us now because the world, relies on us because we have some lame politician that didn't know what they were doing and kept everything secret. Nearly 5,800 projects funded by USAID have been terminated, ending the hope that the contract previously frozen might have been restarted. This reckless and unilateral move will cost millions of lives around the world, said the Global Health Council, an alliance of nonprofit organizations and companies that receive U.S. foreign aid funding, in a statement. To the Global Health Council, let me tell you, us Americans have been going through a lot. Maybe you should buy an airline ticket and go to North Carolina and see how many people lost their homes. America comes first. That's American taxpayers' money. With a stroke of a pen, the U.S. Gov has gutted decades of progress, decades, you hear that, decades of progress in global health, development, and humanitarian aid without due process, transparency, or good faith consideration of the consequences, the council said. The Global Health Council is one of the nonprofits that have challenged a freeze of foreign aid. Again, to those companies out there, you need to understand something, all right? We weren't told about all this secret stuff about billions being sent to you guys in other parts of the world. And many of Americans are fed up and said enough is enough. We weren't told that millions or billions will go into all different parts of the world. This is wrong. It's stealing money. It's like going to your mom's purse and stealing her money. Shortly after taking office, the Donald administration suspended nearly all foreign assistance, saying the funds needed to undergo a 90-day review to ensure compliance with the administration policies. So it's not like Donald completely stopped it forever. They are triple checking here. Okay, so we want to make sure, this and this and this. But again, like I said, Americans were never told about this type of stuff. I mean, there were money going to Peru, comic books of transgender stuff. I mean, I don't want my tax money going to comic books that teaches young kids about those stuff. And then there were millions being given to Iraq to play Sesame Street. Elmo, Big Bird, and all that. I mean, again, we were funding the British news media or news outlet, BBC. Again, we should not be funding their news network. The freeze led to thousands of humanitarian workers losing their jobs, life-threatening delays in food and medicine to impoverished areas around the world. Now, again, I don't mind helping people. I don't. As a Christian, I don't mind helping people. The problem here is that we weren't told, and many of our tax money has been stripped from us. We weren't told, all right? So it would have been different if there was some kind of, hey, we need to speak to the American people and let's talk things out. But we weren't told, and that's our hard-working money. We work hard. We work hard to pay our taxes, and we want to know where our taxes is going. The problem is, they never told us. A few days later, the State Department issued stop work orders on foreign assistance funded by or through the State Department and USAID, including existing awards. The stop works orders came without warning. sowing immediate chaos and confusion. The State Department then issued waivers to allow certain life saving programs, including the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS relief, to continue. But the waivers were unevenly applied. Now it says here, and organizations granted waivers said they still weren't being paid. International Health Group said they were under the impression the waivers would continue to apply through the 90-day review program. Period. The chaos and confusion of the last 4 weeks we thought had reached a fever pitch. But what happened Wednesday night takes this to a new dimension. Every project imaginable in HIV, tuberculosis, malaria, nutritional support has now been terminated, said Mitchell, executive director of AVAC, an international nonprofit focused on HIV prevention and one of the plaintiffs in an effort to unfreeze funding. Now it says here the only strategy the administration seems to have is to sow chaos and confusion. There's no efforts to look at what aligns with foreign policy, diplomacy, partnership, and no strategy to prepare for public health threats, Warren said. But on Wednesday night, the administration said it had concluded a good faith, individualized assessment of USAID's 6,300 grants in less than a month. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has now made a final decision with respect to each award on an individualized basis, affirmatively electing to either retain the award or terminate it pursuant to the terms of the instrument or independent legal authority as inconsistent with the national interest and foreign policy of the United States, the administration said in a court filing. The State Department has said the agency spared critical awards for life-saving medical treatment, including those that had been operating under a waiver from the earlier funding freeze, but health groups say that is not the case. For instance, the Elizabeth Glaser Pediatric AIDS Foundation said 3 of its primary USAID agreements, which had received approval to resume limited work under the State Department waiver for life-saving work, were terminated. The project supported more than 350,000 people on HIV treatment, including nearly 10,000 young ones and more than 10,000 HIV positive, pregnant before in these territories. I'm going to skip their names. The International Rescue Committee said 46 of its USAID and State Department programs were canceled, including funding for operating nutrition assistance centers, which help severely malnourished young ones. Those had been operating under a waiver. The joint United Nations HIV/AIDS program said its U.S. Gov funding was also terminated. So we were funding the entire world. And that's the reason why America is nearly $40 trillion in debt. What do we get out of all this? What do we get out of it? Do we get anything? Do we get like any... And guys, the rest I'm just gonna leave in the comments box. But you guys get the picture here. The world is about to see something. And again, USAID cuts could send global health into chaos worldwide. The world is in trouble, basically. All right, because all these fundings that was being shipped to all these countries for the past couple of decades has been put to a stop. Now, since they were so used to getting money from us, that's gonna affect the world. That's gonna affect the world. And what comes out of it? Well, eventually we're gonna find out. One thing I tell you is that it's not gonna be good. But again, America is in big trouble. We have almost $40 trillion debt. We're about to collapse. This country is about to see a massive collapse if we don't put a stop to this. Because all this money being shipped to all different parts of the world. I mean, there was people collecting Social Security. One person was older than the Constitution. What in the world is that? You got vampire collecting Social Security. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So it has to stop. It has to stop before we see this empire going down. Again, it needs to stop. Money needs to be stop spending. So again, this is where we are right now. But there will be something that's gonna come out of all this. You could thank the Looney Tunes that were running this country this last couple of decades, and boy oh boy, they really, really brutally beat up this again the sleeping giant, the U.S. for the past couple of decades. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, Luis Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 U.S. Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream every Monday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Faith and trust in Jesus Christ. For he's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.